I'm meteorologist James Gilbert, and we're going to do a little bit of a weather workshop today. All you need is water, food coloring, and a little bit of oil to make your own fireworks. I know they've been in the news quite a bit lately, but we're going to do a little bit of an experiment that you can do with your kids, or hey, just do it whenever you want. If you want a little bit of fireworks inside in a little bit of a jar, it's kind of a neat effect there. So we've got some warm water here and a little bit of oil. Let's add a little bit more oil, and as you can imagine, the oil is going to go right to the top, right? Even if it drops back down, it'll float right back up. The densities are different. Water is 1 kilogram per meter cubed. That's pretty much the standard. Oil is less than that. It's about 0.9. And food coloring is basically water. So what we're going to do is, of course, we have these two separated. Just wait until they're completely separated. And we're going to take some colors. Let's use the brighter colors. I've got green, orange, pink, and purple here. And we're just going to drop them in one at a time. So what they're going to do is they're going to kind of float to the bottom part of the oil, and then they might come together in the middle a little bit. I like the bright colors, so I'm going to stick with a lot of the bright colors. And then what's going to happen is once the weight of the food coloring is enough to break through the oil, it should kind of explode downward. So let's wait. Let's hold on the darker colors, because the darker colors can really just dominate. You can see them kind of building toward the middle, because I think based on how the oil is sinking towards the center. So we haven't seen any explosions yet. This is kind of like the anticipation, right? The anticipation of when you are watching fireworks and looking forward to it. As I mentioned, it's really been in the news a lot lately, and let's move this a little bit closer to the camera here so you can really see it up close once those start exploding. Haven't had any yet. Oh, there goes one. See that? Isn't that neat? So there's a little bit of an anticipation to this, which is kind of fun as well. Now they're all going at the same time. It's pretty neat to see how they kind of just fall and just explode downward. So now we have a nice, pretty bright color in there. So now we can start using the darker colors to see how that has an impact as well. Again, just try to get 1 or 2 drops and try to put them on the outside as well. And then they can kind of float toward the middle. And this is really going to darken it up. Once you put a lot of the darker colors, it gets a little muddy. But still, I like to go from the light to the dark, and you can see those evolve in the glass. I probably don't need as much oil as I put in there, but for effect, that's why I did that. Pretty neat little experiment here. Again, it's really about the densities, right? The density of water is 1, and then oil is a little bit higher than that. This is just regular vegetable oil, about $2 at Wegmans, and then you can use the rest for cooking. Looks like none of the darker colors have dropped yet. My impatience is showing, but they will start to drop. Oh, this one's held on top of the oil for just a minute. That's kind of neat, probably because it was such a solid ball. They're still kind of drifting toward the middle, and I think once they get to the middle, a lot of times that's when they really gain a lot of weight, and then they start pushing through, because there's that barrier, kind of that surface tension, that friction between the oil and the water. I think maybe because I let it settle for so long, and so it takes a little bit, I think, for that food coloring to just press through the water, and then it explodes downward. I got the food coloring at Wegmans as well. I'm sure you could probably get it at Tops and some other food stores. Oh, here we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Love to see the darker colors now kind of falling into the lighter colors. And if you look really closely, you can see at the very bottom, when they're starting to push together, they gain weight, and then they break that surface tension. And then when they break that surface tension, that's when they kind of explode downward, like fireworks pretty much. Of course, fireworks go the other way. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a nice dark color. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That might be my favorite one right there. I think that's a deep purple, or I think it might be a magenta there as well. So look at that. It's just like some of those fireworks that hang down from the south, or from the sky. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, well, hope you're able to do this experiment as well and enjoy it, and take some pictures and post it on my social media, James Gilbert WX. You can catch me there, and have a great and safe July 4th.